Okay, picture this. It's 5 a.m. You wake up in a tiny apartment, and literally the only sound you hear is the low, steady hum of your refrigerator. Well, for a guy named Marcus, that fridge wasn't just holding his groceries. It kind of became his training partner. Welcome to this explainer where we're taking a deep dive into an absolutely incredible story of transformation. We're going to explore how Marcus built what we're calling the pantry physique. We're talking no gym membership, zero supplements, and definitely no receipts from fancy equipment stores. Just a human body, sheer willpower, and whatever happened to be sitting in his kitchen. And when I say no receipts, I mean his total budget was zero. Not a low budget, a zero budget. You know, in a world where the fitness industry is this multi-billion-dollar giant constantly pushing the next must-have membership or trendy smart home gear, Marcus had completely empty pockets. His budget for getting into the best shape of his life was literally non-existent. But here's the crazy part. Fast forward 6 months from that very first 5 a.m. wake-up, and Marcus's physique had changed so much that his neighbors actually started stopping him in the hall to ask, "Hey man, what gym do you go to?" His response? Delivered half joking but entirely truthful, he'd just say, "My kitchen." And honestly, that sets up the whole premise of our explainer today. How in the world do you turn a standard, cramped apartment kitchen into a space capable of forging a totally transformed physique? Well, let's get right into it with Section 1, the $0 gym, household heavy lifting. To really understand how Marcus engineered his own gym, we have to look at how he basically hacked his apartment to replace commercial equipment. Think about a regular gym. You've got this massive, expensive pull-up station, right? Well, in Marcus's apartment, the sturdy beam in his closet doorway became his bar. At the gym, you have a padded adjustable weight bench. For Marcus, the edge of a sturdy table became his bench for triceps dips. He just looked around his living space and found exactly what he needed to replicate those super complex, expensive apparatuses. So, what about adding weight? Marcus literally started with what was in his cupboards. 20 canned goods. We're talking beans, tomatoes, soup. Since each can weighed about a pound, 20 cans gave him exactly 20 pounds of resistance. He would just load up a sturdy backpack, loop the straps securely over his shoulders, and boom, he had a weighted vest for doing squats and lunges all the way across his living room floor. But you might be wondering, where did he even get the knowledge to build a routine? Without money for a personal trainer, Marcus headed to the local library. Using the free internet and free books, he just researched the fundamentals. He learned that bodyweight training alone can build real functional strength. He focused on the absolute basics that require exactly zero equipment. Push-ups, dips suspended between two chairs, planks for his core, mountain climbers, and burpees. He basically gave himself a completely free education in physical fitness. Now, if you know anything about fitness, you know you need progressive overload. You have to lift heavier over time to actually grow. But how do you do that when you max out your canned goods? Well, as the months went by, his backpack just needed to get heavier. He progressed by swapping out those 1-pound cans for water jugs. A gallon of water weighs roughly 8 pounds, so filling those jugs let him use them as significantly heavier dumbbells. It's just a brilliant visual example of zero-cost scaling. And for his cardiovascular health? No treadmill, no stationary bike. Instead, the stairwell in his apartment building became his dedicated cardio machine. The routine was brutal, but so simple. 5 flights of stairs, up and down, 10 times in a row, every single morning. That stairwell gave him all the intense cardiovascular conditioning he needed, and it was hiding right outside his front door. Which brings us to Section 2, Pantry Protein, Nutrition on a Dime. Okay, working out is really only half the battle, right? To actually build muscle, you need protein. And this was Marcus's budget macro toolkit. He had to make every single food bank and pantry item count. To him, eggs were absolute gold. They were cheap, incredibly versatile, and packed with high-quality protein. He'd boil a dozen at a time just to have them ready to go. For heavier meals, combining canned tuna, canned chicken, or even just classic beans and rice created complete muscle-building proteins. His go-to post-workout fuel, simple peanut butter on bread. And for breakfast and recovery combined in one bowl, he relied on oats mixed with milk, a banana, and maybe a little honey if he was lucky enough to have it. Moving on to Section 3, Consistency over Expensive Gear, the Mindset. You know, accountability does not require some fancy fitness app on a smartphone. Marcus's state-of-the-art fitness tracker was literally just a discounted spiral paper notebook left over from a school supply sale. In it, he wrote down absolutely everything: his sets, his reps, exactly what he ate that day, and how he physically felt. This simple, free pad just proves that when it comes to transforming your body, consistency matters so much more than having the latest digital analytics.
As the months passed, his physique visibly changed through advanced calisthenics. Instead of sitting at a mechanical shoulder press machine, Marcus broadened his shoulders by doing handstand push-ups against his apartment wall. His core tightened up from doing hanging leg raises off that closet beam. And instead of looting up a massive leg press, he developed these incredibly powerful legs by mastering pistol squats. If you don't know, that's a one-legged squat that requires immense balance and pure body weight, no plates required.
Now, Marcus wasn't just isolated in his apartment this whole time. He actually stepped outside and found a real community by joining free fitness groups at the local park. He found people out there doing calisthenics, sharing tips, and spotting each other on the playground pull-up bars. And this is exactly how he found mentorship. He was learning directly from folks who had been building incredible strength for years, all without ever stepping foot inside a commercial gym. Let's look at Section 4, the free cost of recovery, sleep, and stretching. When you are pushing your body that hard, your muscles are going to break down. Usually, the fitness industry uses this to sell you supplements or expensive spa days. But Marcus understood one fundamental truth. The ultimate recovery tool on Earth is completely 100% free. It's sleep. Getting a full 8 hours of sleep became absolutely non-negotiable for him. His muscles just couldn't repair without it, and since it didn't cost a single dime, it was the one recovery metric he could easily max out every single night. And what about the physical tension? Honestly, this is probably my favorite detail of his entire journey. Marcus didn't go buy a foam roller or a pricey electronic massage gun. Instead, he used a discarded tennis ball that he literally just found sitting in the grass at a park. He'd use that found tennis ball to stretch, roll out his back, and self-massage his tight muscles after those intense stairwell or backpack workouts. That is pure, unadulterated resourcefulness. Bringing us to our final section, Section 5, Success Built, Not Bought. Marcus never set foot in a gym that entire year. Yet, by month 6, he had actually built a following sharing routines online using library computers. And what his followers realized is a masterclass in the true barriers to fitness. The narrative we're so often sold is that money is the barrier, right? Like, if you can't afford the gym or the organic meal prep, you just can't be fit. But Marcus proved that money is never the real barrier. The true barriers are simply knowledge, knowing what to do, consistency, showing up every single day, and resourcefulness, using the food, the objects, and the spaces you already have access to. His success wasn't measured by what he spent, it was measured by what he built. So, I want to leave you with this. If Marcus was able to build incredible physical strength and completely transform his physique, relying on literally nothing more than some canned goods, a few water jugs, the stairs in his building, and a closet door frame, what is stopping you? Take a look around your kitchen, your living room, your neighborhood park. The tools are already there, just waiting for you to use them. Keep learning, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next explainer.